In previous video lecture, we have covered working principle and construction of transformer. So today, here we are going to discuss types of transformer. Basically, transformer is a static device and it works on the principle of mutual induction, isn't it? So these transformer are having construction wise three major parts. First is core, second is primary winding, and third one is secondary winding. But if you want to classify the transformer, if you want to discuss different types of transformer, then we need to take into consideration different factors like number of phases, construction of core, its service, which type of service it provides, or its applications. Then depending upon number of turns also, we can have different type of transformers. So let us discuss one by one with the help of this tree chart. So first is as per number of phases. So if single phase transformer is there, it is called single phase transformer. If there are three windings, then it is if there are three phases, then it is a three phase winding transformer. As per core construction, you can have core type transformer, shell type transformer, and berry type transformer. Transformer may be classified as per its service, which type of service it provides. So first classification is as power transformer and other one is distribution transformer. Now as per number of turns of primary and secondary, transformation ratio is getting decided, and based on that we are having step up type transformer, step down type transformer, and isolation type transformer. Next is according to cooling arrangement provided. Your transformer may be self cooled, it may be air cooled or oil cooled. As per the applications, for which purpose you are using transformer, according to that also we can have types of transformer. So if it is used for the measurement purpose, we are having instrument transformer for measurement purpose. If you need to measure current, then we are having current transformer, and if you need to measure voltage, then we have to use potential transformer. So this is a brief idea of types of transformer. Now let us discuss in detail one by one. Before discussing types of transformer in detail, I would like to share few slides which will give you idea about the types of transformer, how it looks, where it is used, how it is installed. So for that I am having few slides. In these slides you will find that few transformers are variable one, it gives you variable output. Few are used as a current transformer, few are having distribution use, it's used as a distribution transformer, and few of them are power transformers. This is a basic view of instrument transformer, CTs and PTs, single phase, three phase. You might be well familiar with such type of transformers. These transformers you will find generally in all type of electronic circuits, even in your mobile charger or laptop charger also. This type of transformers are basically used to step down the voltage. Means if you want to reduce the voltage level, then in that case we are having such type of transformers. Okay, so now we will discuss all different type of transformers in detail. First we are considering type of transformer based on service, which type of service it provides. In case of electrical power system, right from generation up to its utilization, we need to transfer power at different voltage levels. At generating plant, we are generating electricity either at 11 kV or 6.6 kV. For transmission purpose, we are having very higher voltages. We need higher voltages, either 66 kV, 132 kV, 245 kV, 400 kV, 765 kV. So this much higher voltage we need. So from 11 kV we need to step it up, and for that purpose we are having generating transformer and transmission transformer. Those transformers are having higher rating, so it is called power transformers. So the power transformer is a term used to include all transformers of large size. Here large size, it doesn't mean that it's a physical shape, it's physical size, but it indicates you its rating. Large size means higher rating. The range from 250 kVA onwards or 250 kVA and above are called large size transformers. It is used in generating stations and substations for transforming the voltage at each end of a power transmission line. So those type of transformers are called power transformers. Next type is distribution transformer. Construction wise, power transformer and distribution transformer may be similar one, but its rating, its utilization is different one. Distribution transformers are rated up to 200 kVA. So transformer having rating 200 kVA or below 200 kVA is called distribution transformer, and is used to step down the distribution voltage to a standard service voltage. It is called distribution transformer. So in your premises also, in your localities also, in your areas where you reside, you will find two-pole mounted substations, and that on that two-pole mounted substations, the transformer which is installed is a distribution transformer. It receives electric power at 11 kV and up to your home, up to your houses, it is getting stepped down either 230 volt or 415 volt as per your requirement. If you are using single phase voltage, if your requirement is lower, then suppliers provide you single phase supply, and its rating is 230 volt. Single phase 230 volt 50 hertz. That supply generally we are using for residential use. So from 11 kV we need to step it down either to 230 volt or 415 volt. So for that purpose we are in need of distribution transformer, and the transformer which are installed on double pole mounted substations in your premises may be of 200 kV volt or less than that. Now classification of transformers based on number of phases. So if your requirement is just of single phase supply and you need to either step up or step down the voltage level as per your requirement, as per your utility. So if your demand is only of single phase, then you need to have single phase transformers. And if you are utilizing three phase supply and your requirement is either to raise up or raise down, step down the voltage, then in that case you need to have three phase transformers. So construction wise, single phase and three phase transformers. In case of single phase, you need to have single winding, one winding for primary and one for secondary. Whereas in case of three phase transformer, we have to use three phases, three windings for primary and three windings separately for secondary side. So totally you need to have 6 windings in case of three phase transformers. On the basis of its application, if you need to have transformer for the measurement purpose, if you are utilizing it for measurement purpose, then we have to select instrument transformers. And instrument transformers are of two types. One is current transformer and other one is potential transformer. So for the measurement of current, you need to have current transformer. For the measurement of voltage, we need to have potential transformer. These current transformers and potential transformers are also used for protection purpose. In case of electrical power system, if you want to design protection schemes, then also you need to have protection transformers. In that case also we are having current transformer CT and potential transformer PT. The rating and its construction differs, but still working principle is going to remain same. Its basic structure is also going to remain same. Only the rating, higher rating and lower rating, its current ratio, it differs for protection and for measurement. But in both cases we are having current transformers and potential transformer. We are using CT and PT for measurement as well as for protection. Dear learners, I know you all are well familiar with transformer now, and basic structure also you know. In case of transformer, we are having core, and on that core we are having primary and secondary winding. So depending on that voltage levels, number of turns, we are having classification or types of transformer. Now if number of turns of transformer on secondary side are more than that of primary side, then it is called step up transformer. Just try to understand. If I am having one transformer which gives me 11 kV, I am giving input as on primary side and its voltage level is 11 kV, and if it provides me voltage at secondary side or output side is 33 kV, then it is called step up transformer. And in that case, on secondary side I am having higher number of turns. So if my requirement is to raise up the voltage, in that case I have to go for step up transformer. And in case of step up transformer, number of turns provided on secondary side are always more than that of primary side. Okay. And transformation ratio, we are coming across these terms in my next video. Transformation ratio is nothing but a ratio of secondary turns to primary turns, and if secondary turns are more than that of primary turns, naturally your transformation ratio will be greater than 1. So if transformation ratio is greater than 1, if number of secondary turns are more than that of primary turns, then it is called step up transformer. Now just reverse of it, we are having step down transformer. So in case of step down transformer, we are going to reduce the voltage level. Just consider again the same example of distribution transformer. In case of distribution transformer, on primary side we are having 11 kV, and on secondary side we are having either 415 volt or 230 volt only. So naturally, to get less value, we need to have less number of turns. So in case of step down transformer, secondary turns are always less than that of primary turns. So in short, you can say transformation ratio is always less than 1 in case of step down transformer. Now this is all about step up and step down. If we need to raise the voltage or we need to have lowering the voltage level, in that case we are having the choice of either of step up or step down type transformer. But in few cases, in your electronic circuits also, we need to design system or circuit in such a way that there is no electrical connection. We need to separate two circuits electrically, but we need to have magnetic coupling in between them. So if your requirement is like that, then you need to have isolation transformer. So isolation transformer gives you electrical separation. It is going to give you electrical separation. Two circuits will become electrically separate, but magnetically they are connected on the basis of transformation, on the basis of mutual induction. So such type of transformers are also in use, and it is called isolation transformer. As its name itself indicates you that it is used for isolation only. It gives electrical isolation, but magnetically the system is coupled. In that case, number of primary turns and number of secondary turns are equal. So N2 is equal to N1 and transformation ratio is equal to 1 because number of turns on primary and number of turns on secondary side are equal 1. So it is isolation transformer. Another means of classifying the transformer is based on cooling arrangement. So we are having oil-filled self-cooled transformer, oil-filled water-cooled transformer and air blast type transformer. In case of small and medium size distribution transformer, we are having distribution system as a distinguished from the line transmission. In that case, we are having oil-filled self-cooled type transformer. The assembled windings and cores of such type of transformers are mounted in a welded oil-tight steel tank provided with steel cover. After putting the core at its proper place, the tank is filled with the purified high-quality insulating oil. The oil in this case serves two purposes. One is to convey the heat. So for cooling purpose, it transfers the heat to atmosphere. And second, as a insulation. In case of small size, the tanks are usually smooth surfaced. You might have noticed these things in your residential areas also. You will find different type of transformers assembled on two-pole mounted substations. Even our institute also, we are having two-pole mounted substation. In that case also you can observe that transformer and you will notice that on its surface, in few cases of transformer, we are having smooth surface and in some cases we are having corrugated radiators. You will find radiators or tubes on its surface. So it is for cooling purpose only. It provides more surface for the cooling and that is how it is self-cooled. Oil-filled but self-cooled. Second one is oil-filled transformers for outdoor applications. So in that case we are having oil-filled water-cooled type arrangement. And for voltages below 25 kV, in that case of transformer, we can have a choice of air blast type cooling. In that case, the transformer is not immersed in the oil, but it is housed in a thin sheet metal box, open at both ends, through which air is blown from the bottom to the top by means of fan or blower. So forcefully air is passed through it and that is how cooling is provided. So such type of transformers are designed for low voltage rating. It is air blast type transformer. Constructionally, the transformers differ in a manner in which primary and secondary windings or coils are provided around a laminated steel core. According to the design, transformer can be classified as core type transformer, shell type transformer, and one more type is there, and that is Berry type transformer. Actually, Berry type transformer is a subtype of shell type transformer only. So basically there are core type and shell type transformer. So now move towards core type transformer. With this diagram, try to understand the basic construction of core type transformer. In case of core type transformer, the windings are given to a considerable part of the core. The coils used for transformer are foam wound and are of cylindrical type. Such type of transformer can be applicable for small sized and large sized transformers. In small size type the core will be rectangular in shape and the coils used are cylindrical. As shown in this particular figure, you can see that the round or cylindrical coils are wound in such a way as it fits over a cruciform core section. In the case of circular cylindrical coils, they have fair advantage of having good mechanical strength. So instead of using rectangular coils, we are using here round shaped or cylindrical type coils, and the basic reason behind it is cylindrical type coils are more mechanical, it is having more mechanical strength. The cylindrical coils will have different layers and each layer will be insulated from the other with the help of material like paper, cloth, micarette, mica sheets and so on. The general arrangement of core type transformer with respect to the core is shown in the second diagram, in which you will find HV and LV windings are wound separately on both limbs. The standing part of that core is called limb. So in that case we are having two limbs, and on each limb HV and LV winding is separately wound. In the second figure you will notice that the shape of core stamping is different one. In first case there is only one stepping. In the second diagram you will find two steps, then three steps and four steps. So why such type of steps are there? Why such type of stampings are there? Such type of question may rise in your mind. So I would like to point it here that rectangular cores with rectangular cylindrical coils can be used for small size type core transformer, but for large size transformer it becomes wasteful or useless to use a rectangular coils, because it requires much more area, and as you need to have more number of turns. Length of that requirement of copper will also increase, and it will ultimately result into higher cost and higher weight of that particular transformer. So transformer becomes more bulky and its cost is also become more one. So to reduce the cost and to make it lighter, we need to have such type of stampings. So one step, two step, three step or four step core is in use, and it is always economical to use such type of stampings for higher rating type transformer. From the construction of core point of view, the second type of transformer is shell type. So in case of shell type transformer, a simple rectangular form core is in use, and a core surrounds the considerable portion of the winding, which is shown in the diagram. In the first diagram you will find it is 3D view, in which you will find that the center part is covered by winding and the remaining part is covered by core. The coils are wound in the form of multi-layer disc. Different layers of the multi-layer disc are insulated from each other by special insulating paper. In the second diagram you will find that windings are there, but they are in slice form and they are clubbed together. So in case of low voltage, in case of shell type transformer, though low voltage winding and high voltage winding are put in the form of sandwich, and hence it is called sandwich or disc winding transformer. In case of core type transformer, we discussed that there is only one magnetic path, whereas in case of shell type transformer, now you will find that there are two separate magnetic paths which are shown here 5/2. So main flux is getting divided into two parts, and that is why it forms two different magnetic paths. So such type of shell type transformers are mainly used for low voltage applications, and it is often used in low voltage power circuits as well as in case of electronic circuits. Berry type transformer is one type of shell type transformer only. It is commonly used shell type transformer, and it is so called after the name of its designer, and is cylindrical in the form, and that is why it is called Berry type transformer. Actually, in Berry type transformer, distributed magnetic circuit is there. The low voltage windings are placed inside and the high voltage windings are placed outside. This type of transformer core consists of laminations arranged in groups which radiate out from the center portion, and that is why it is Berry type transformer. Yes, from this discussion, no doubt your basic concept regarding classification or types of transformer is very clear. But sometimes simple things makes much more complications to understand, and core type and shell type transformers are somewhat confusing. So it is better to compare these two to make it much more clear. Okay. So here I am giving comparison between core type and shell type transformer. So from construction point of view, first point is, in case of core type transformer, the winding encircles the core, whereas in case of shell type transformer, the core encircles most part of the winding. Second point, the cylindrical type of coils are used in case of core type transformer, and generally in case of shell type transformer, multi-layer disc type or sandwich type coils are used. As windings are distributed in case of core type transformer, the natural cooling is much more effective, and in case of shell type, as windings are surrounded by the core, the natural cooling does not exist. So we need to have special arrangement for cooling. In case of core type transformer, the coils can be easily removed from the maintenance point of view because they are assembled on separate limbs. And in case of shell type transformer, for removing any winding for the maintenance, large number of laminations are required to be removed. So it is somewhat difficult. In case of core type transformer, construction is preferred for low voltage transformers, and shell type transformer is used for very high voltage ratings. Core type transformer has a single magnetic circuit, and in case of shell type we are having two, or it is a double magnetic circuit. 7th point is, in a single phase type transformer, the core has two limbs, and in case of single phase shell type transformer, the core has three limbs. Okay, so construction point of view, it is somewhat more complicated. Okay, now I think it is very clear to you regarding construction of core type and construction of shell type transformer. Thank you.